What's up YouTube, welcome back to another video on my channel Skotrix, and today as you can see we are back on NBA 2K21 Next Gen for another build guide video. And in today's video I'm going to be showing y'all how to build the Shaquille O'Neal build in NBA 2K21 Next Gen. This is an amazing center build. It has a ton of finishing, a ton of defense, a bit of playmaking, and not much shooting, but that's okay. Obviously Shaq wasn't a great shooter in his career, and the finishing and defense more than makes up for the lack of shooting on this build. It is a super good post scoring paint beast build. But before I get into this build, I just want to mention two things really quickly. First off, if y'all are not subscribed to my channel yet, make sure you click that sub button. Only about 2% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed to my channel, so if you click that sub button right now, you can join the 2% gang. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And the second thing I want to mention really quickly is this is the second upload of the day today. I'm doing a double upload. Earlier today I uploaded the Kyrie Irving build, and now I'm doing the Shaq build, and I'll also be doing double uploads tomorrow on Christmas and the next day on Boxing Day, so make sure y'all stay tuned for those videos as well. But now with all that being said, without any further ado, let's get right into the video here. Alright, so in this first screen, nothing really matters too much. The only thing that's important is you want your position to be a center, the hand, jersey number, name, none of that matters. You can set that up however you want, then go ahead and click continue. Now for the body settings for this build, first off for the height, you just want to stay right here at 7 foot even. Now I think Shaq is actually 7'1", but I'm not 100% sure. I'm putting this build at 7 foot though, because most big man builds in this game are only 6'9" or even lower in height. So you're going to be super tall compared to other big man builds at 7 foot. And plus by making this build at 7 foot right here, you save a ton of attributes. You can see if you bring it up to 7'1", you lose a ton of attributes in every single category, and that's really not worth it. So 7 foot right here, you're definitely going to be able to be as dominant as Shaq at 7 foot. Because like I said, your height advantage is still going to be super significant over basically every other big man build. So you'll be good right here at 7 foot. Then for the weight right here, you just want to bring this up a few pounds to 259 pounds right here. And the reason you bring this up is so that you have max strength. Now I know that it showed as max strength at the base weight right there, but you are going to bring your wingspan up a little bit, which will bring your strength down. So at 259 you will have the maximum strength, and I'll show you right now. You are going to put your wingspan up to 7'10" right here, which is the maximum wingspan. This allows you to get your driving dunk up, your steal up, and a couple other things. So that's really good. 7'10" wingspan. And now if you can see here, you move the weight down 1 and you lose that strength, so you don't want that. 259 pounds with the 7'10" wingspan, super good right there. That's how you want to have these two. And then for the body shape right here, this really doesn't matter. You can choose whichever one you want. It doesn't affect the build in any way, doesn't affect the attributes or the badges. All it does is change how the build looks, so you can choose whichever one you like the look of the best. For me, I'll probably just take burly for this build, but again, choose whichever one you want. Won't affect the build in any way except for the look. Then you can go ahead and click continue. Now for the attribute and badge distribution for this build, first off for the finishing right here, you want to go ahead and move your close shot up to an 85, and then you want to move your driving dunk all the way up to max, standing dunk all the way up to max, and post control all the way up to max, just like that. And that will give you 24 finishing badges. And as you can see, you can get just about every single good finishing badge all the way up to Hall of Fame. There's a couple you can only get up to gold, or a couple you cannot get, but basically every single finishing badge that will be important for this build, you can get all the way up to Hall of Fame. So that is super good. And these finishing stats as well are super good, especially the driving dunk out of 78. That's insane for a 7 foot build. You're going to be able to dunk on people on driving dunks. You're not going to be able to get contact dunks, but you still will be able to dunk on people with a 78 driving dunk at 7 foot. That's absolutely insane, and you'll definitely be able to catch driving dunk lobs as well. So this finishing is really good right here. Then you want to skip the shooting, obviously, because Shaq really was not a good shooter. You don't need shooting for this build. You just want to go straight down to the playmaking right here. And for the playmaking, first off, you want to go ahead and max out your ball handle and your speed with ball, just like that. And then you want to put your pass accuracy all the way up to a 60 right there. That gives you 3 playmaking badges, and that's really all you're going to need. I'll show you how to put on the badges at the end of the video, but 3 playmaking badges will be more than enough. You're really not going to need too many for a build like this. You'll be good with that. Your pass accuracy will also be good enough to make passes consistently. One of my big man builds has a 25 pass accuracy, and I can make super consistent passes, so a 60 will be more than enough. And your ball handle and your speed with ball, obviously those aren't amazing, but they are good enough for a 7 foot build like this. So you're going to be good right there with the playmaking. Then you can go down to your defense right here. For defense, first off, you want to move your interior defense up to an 85. This isn't too important that you don't need to get all the way up to max. It is kind of important because it will keep you from getting dunked on as often, but it's not super important. You don't need to put it up to max. 85 is more than high enough for the interior defense right here. Then you want to put your steal all the way up to max, 63, max out your block, and both of your rebounds just like that, and that will give you 27 defense badges, which is amazing. You can get every single defense badge that you're going to want on this build. As you can see, you can get a ton of the good defensive badges for big men, all the way up to Hall of Fame, so that's good. And you could also get your perimeter defense up if you want to. I don't really think it's too important for this build, so I'm not going to worry about it. But if you do want to, you could just take something away from maybe playmaking or interior defense or steal, and you could put it into perimeter defense. But for me, that's not too important, so I'm just going to leave it just like that and then go down to the physicals right here. First off, for the physicals, I'm going to max out the speed, then the strength as well. You're going to want to put that all the way up to a 90 right there. The reason you're only putting that up to a 90 is because there's really no point in putting it up to a 95. If you think about it, once you get above 95 overall, you're going to get your strength +1, +2, +3, +4, +5. So you can get that all the way up to a 95 at 99.9 overall. Plus, once you get into the Gatorade facility, you'll get +4 in the strength as well. So that'll get all the way up to 99. Once you get to a 99.9 overall and you get your Gatorade facility workout, and even if you don't sustain a 99.9 overall, let's say you can sustain a 98 overall, which isn't too hard for a big man build, you'll still have a 97 strength, which will be more than enough. So you'll be good right there with that like that. And then you want to put your stamina up right here all the way to max, and then just put your remaining 2 attributes right here into your vertical and get that up to a 55 right there. And that's going to be how you set up the attributes for this build. Amazing finishing, no shooting, but obviously this is the Shaq build. Good playmaking, amazing defense, and also really good physicals. So yeah, once you have all your stuff looking like this, you can go ahead and say yes. Now for the takeover right here, you have the option between the rim protector, glass cleaner, and post score takeovers, and you can really choose whichever one you want. It's really personal preference, but for me, I'm probably going to go ahead and take the power backdowns as my primary takeover, just because you want to be super dominant in the post just like Shaq. And then for my secondary, maybe I'll take stuff blocks, but you can really choose whichever one you want. Like I said, personal preference, just depends on your playstyle. Then go ahead and say yes, and as you can see right here, boom, Paint Beast, shades of Shaquille O'Neal, Andre Drummond, and Clint Capella. So yeah, that's the Shaq build. Now I'm going to take a quick second and show you how to put on the badges for this build. I recommend you stick around for this. It'll only take a second, and it will not only show you the best way to put on the badges for this build, it will also show you which badges that only showed as gold on the previous screen will be able to get all the way up to Hall of Fame once you get above 95 overall, because on the previous screen it shows some badges as gold, but they can actually get up to Hall of Fame once you get above 95. So first off, for the finishing badges right here, you're going to want to go ahead and get Back Down Punisher all the way up to Hall of Fame, Posterizer all the way up to Hall of Fame, Putback Boss onto silver, or sorry, not onto silver, just Putback Boss onto bronze, Hook Specialist all the way up to Hall of Fame, Lob City Finisher all the way up to Hall of Fame, Rise Up all the way up to gold, Heat Seeker all the way up to gold, and then Dream Shake onto bronze, just like that. This is how I'm going to set up the finishing badges for this build. Obviously, there's a bit of personal preference here. You could move some of these badges up and down a few tiers, depending on your personal preference. A couple other good badges would be maybe Drop Stepper or maybe Post Spin Technician, but for me, this is the best way to set up the finishing badges for this build, so I'm going to go ahead and say yes. And obviously, no shooting badges, so you can see up that. Now on to playmaking right here. I'm going to go ahead and get Break Starter onto bronze, Bullet Passer onto bronze, and Unpluckable onto bronze, just like that. This is the best way to set up the playmaking badges. Obviously not a ton of playmaking on this build, but this will be more than good enough, especially for a big man build like this. So go ahead and say yes. Now for the defense badges right here, first off, you're going to want to go ahead and get Box onto bronze. Then if you're going to be setting screens with this build, you're going to want Brick Wall onto Hall of Fame. If not, you don't have to worry about that. You can put Rebound Chaser onto Hall of Fame, Rim Protector onto gold. The reason you don't put this up onto Hall of Fame is so that you do not get the hard foul animations, which are super annoying, and those unlock at Hall of Fame. So this is good enough onto gold, good enough right there. Then you're going to want to go ahead and get Hot Stopper onto Hall of Fame, Heart Crusher onto silver, Intimidator onto Hall of Fame, Chase Down Artist onto bronze, Pogo Stick onto Hall of Fame, Worm onto bronze, and then Interceptor onto gold. So as you can see, this is a super good defensive build. And like I said, if you're going to be setting screens, you're going to want to put Brick Wall on. You could take off Interceptor and Worm for that, but if not, just set them up just like this and you will be a super good defender. 100%. This is probably the best interior defensive build in the entire game. Super good. So set up these like this and you'll be good. Go ahead and say yes. And there you guys go. That is how you build the best Shaquille O'Neal build in NBA 2K21 Next Gen. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like, subscribe to my channel if you're new. Like I said, I upload daily NBA 2K21 content, build guides, jump shots, all of that. And like I said, only 2% of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed to my channel. So if you click that sub button right now, you can join the 2% gang. Really appreciate it. It means a lot. And also, hopefully you guys have a good Christmas Eve. But anyways, that's gonna be it. All right, peace.